With 2022 about to end soon, I decided to forget about how terrible the year has been by distracting myself with all the fun entertainment that came out throughout the year. So last year I did a video talking about all my favorite things from 2021, like movies, live action shows, cartoons, anime, that kind of stuff. And I decided for this year, why not do it again? There will be some differences from last year's video though. Like, first of all, there won't be as much stuff as there was last year. Last year was filled with a bunch of stuff, making the video really long. But this year, I didn't actually watch as many things as I did last year because of a few things. One, I was just like really busy. I was busy with like my first semester at college, graduating high school a bit earlier, preparing for that. And then like working on the Gravity Falls video, that one really took a lot out of me. And so there are some things that I really wanted to see, like RRR on Netflix or like Andor on Disney Plus, but I just didn't get around to it. So if there's something that you felt should have been on this list, then that's probably why it's not on here. It's because I probably didn't get to watch it, or I didn't like it. That's also a possibility. And secondly, I'm going to structure this video a bit differently. Last year I went from movies to live action shows, to cartoons, to anime, to video games, to extra stuff. This year, we're gonna go backwards. And I'm even adding a new section to, add some extra spice or whatever. That's not what saying is. I'm tired. We're not even that long into the video and I already want to lay down and rest. But enough wasting time. Let's just get right into this. I really hope this video does not end up being as long as last year's. I can't have that. I don't want that. But let's just get right into it. Same rules as last year. I'm gonna be talking about my favorite things for each section in no particular order, but I will save a little spot at the end to talk about what my favorite thing was. So let's just do it. So first of all, we're starting with extra stuff, things that don't really apply to anything else that like fits on any of the other sections, but I still want to talk about. With this one, I won't have like a little spot at the end to talk about my favorite thing was, because it's just extra stuff. So first of all, the MCU specials on Disney Plus. Werewolf by Night, directed by Michael Giacchino, was really good. It was like definitely a surprise to see this kind of thing be part of the MCU or to come from the MCU, but it was really good. It's well directed. I love like the old-timey black and white monster movie vibe that I got from it, and it's just like the music was also really good too, but of course Michael Giacchino. But it was just like really solid. I highly recommend this. I would love to see the MCU do more like experimental stuff like this. And then we got the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special directed by James Gunn. This one was so much fun. If you love the Guardians of the Galaxy and if you love Christmas, this is definitely up your alley. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy and Christmas, so I already loved it, and I watched it like multiple times throughout like the month because it was just that much fun. I just loved like the characters in it because of course they're the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it just like the comedy was really good, and there was even some legitimately sweet moments in there, and yeah, it was just honestly super fun. It gets me pumped for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, so can't wait for that. And the next two things are like these kind of behind the scenes documentary things for animated movies that came out this year, like Embrace the Panda on Disney Plus, which went over the behind the scenes of Turning Red, which was really cool to see. I love just watching behind the scenes stuff, honestly, behind the scenes stuff, so this was just really fun in my opinion. I just like that kind of stuff. And same thing for this one, Pinocchio Handcrafted Cinema, and it's the same thing but for like Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which came out on Netflix. And this one I especially really like because you could tell everyone on this movie really cared about what they were making. Like they absolutely love what they were making, and that's just like such a great vibe to have while watching these kind of things. And what I especially love is hearing Kate Blanchett in the movie saying that she would have been okay with playing anyone. She just really wanted to be in the movie, and the only character left they had to cast was a monkey, and so she was like, okay, I'll take that. And so she got to play the monkey in the movie, and that's just honestly great. Last things here are books. Yeah, I would have made this its own section, but I only have 3, so I was like, I'll just put them in extra stuff. And first of all, we got The Last Ronin. It's a Ninja Turtle story about like it's a comic book too, a comic book story about the Ninja Turtles in the future, but only one of them survived. Which one, you ask? I ain't gonna say, you're just gonna have to read it for yourself, and trust me, it's a really good read. The reveal of who it is was really well done, and you get to see like this like futuristic like cyberpunk like New York City, and like just a few like Ninja Turtle survivors that had like that lived, and like it's just a really good story that I can't go too in depth with it because I just like want to get this video done with. I just want to move fast, and but just trust me, it's so good. I might even like talk about it in a future thing because I just want to go over it. It's just amazing, man. It's like highly recommended, easily one of the best turtle stories ever. Now it's just The Last Ronin, super good. Okay, second book here is Marcy's Journal, A Guide to Amphibia. This is connects to the Amphibia show, and it's just like stories involving one of the characters, Marcy, and her adventures that we didn't get to see in the show. So it really adds to like world building, and we get to see things from her perspective, and it's just like it's just such a great read. I want to go more in depth with it. I couldn't because like I didn't have this book for too long. I only got it like a couple of weeks ago, unfortunately. So I one of these days I will go more in depth with it. But from what I have read, it's really fun, especially if you're an Amphibia fan, which I am. And yeah, so if you're an Amphibia fan, definitely check this out. Plus, it even has this. Look at that. That's cute. That's adorable. I love that. And the third thing here is Quentin Tarantino's Cinema Speculation. This book I did not get to finish because I literally bought it just a few days ago. I was at a Barnes & Noble and they were having like a half off any hardcover book, and I got this because I thought it sounded interesting. It looked good. I didn't even know it was a book that came out this year until like I looked it up. But from what I've read so far, it's really good. It's a really good read. It's basically Quentin Tarantino talking about like his thoughts on specific movies he grew up with in the 70s, and like his like just thoughts are like super interesting, and like I definitely want to read more of this. I kind of want to just like finish this video quickly just so I can get back to reading this. So like so far, I highly recommend it. This is a really good book. Same for these other two. These are also great. And everything else that I mentioned as well. If you guys can't tell, I'm kind of trying to hit this into maximum overdrive because I just want to get it done with before the year ends really quickly. So let's just move on. The new section that I was talking about earlier, I'm going to be adding music. So here's some albums that I listened to that came out this year that I really like because I just like good sounds in my ears. And here's the thing, I don't listen to a lot of newer artists, so some of these choices are going to not be what you expect. There ain't no Taylor Swift on here. I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan. I'm sorry, guys. She makes good music. I just like, it's just not my thing. I hope I don't get like hated on for saying that. Okay, so first thing I have for music, Kaguya Ultra Best album. Okay, look, I really fell in love with this anime, Kaguya-sama Love is War, so much. I can't stress how much like I love this anime. I became obsessed with it this year. Just ask my sister. They know, she knows how much I love it, and she's probably really annoyed by how much I blasted Love Dramatic and Daddy Daddy Do and Giri Giri, the songs from the show. And speaking of songs from the show, they got an album this year, Kaguya Ultra Best album, which is the voice actors, the Japanese voice actors, singing songs and even singing some of the songs from the show, like Love Dramatic and Daddy Daddy Do. And I like them a lot. They sound really cute and they're in Sweden. I have no idea what they're saying because it's in Japanese, but I like it a lot regardless. So, you know, it's good. Alright, Get Back, the Rooftop Performance by the Beatles. So the Rooftop Performance is the famous final public performance of the Beatles, and I believe it was shown in the Get Back documentary series on Disney Plus, which if you recall, back in 2021 I said I wanted to put it in last year's thing, but I didn't get to because I didn't get time to watch it, and I still didn't, but I have watched a bit more of it, and it's good so far. And apparently it was shown there, and I believe it also got an IMAX release, the Rooftop Performance. And this year, the songs that they sang there, the actual recordings of the songs from that specific performance, were put into an album this year. Get Back, the Rooftop Performance. It's really good. It's the Beatles. Of course it's good. Alright, Intergalactic by Kid Cudi. So, the first time I ever listened to Kid Cudi music was at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. He sang a song for that one. Alright, so Intergalactic was a movie that was made, an animated movie that he I guess he helped make or something. And it was really good. And I listened to the album that went along with it, Intergalactic. And yeah, I liked it a lot. The songs went well in the scenes for that movie, and the songs themselves are also really good. They're solid. Alright, so we got Sunset on Somerville by Mads Buckley. My sister actually introduced me to this one, so thank you to her for showing me this because I really liked it. The songs are really good. They're inspired by My Hero Academia, but you don't necessarily have to be a My Hero fan to like them because I think they could still be enjoyed without knowing, because like they're, I don't know, I guess I don't feel like they're inherently about My Hero Academia, but they can still connect to it. It's really good. And the songs themselves are really good as well. I like them a lot. And the other thing we got is Rise of the Monarch by Amelie. Amelie is this like she's best known for her for being a VTuber on Twitch. She does a lot of Twitch streams there, and they're really enjoyable. And she also does covers of anime songs on her YouTube channel, and those are really good too. And I was a big fan of those, so I decided, yeah, sure, I'll listen to her original album with original songs. And yeah, it's really good too. I like it a lot. It's really good. Oh yeah, I just like it. I don't know what else to say. And my favorite music album this year was Back to the Future, the musical, the soundtrack. I listened to it on Spotify and it was really good. And here's the thing. Okay, so this musical has been like worked on for a couple of years now, but I believe this is the first year that the songs were actually put like to an available like release, I guess, for people to listen to it. And the songs honestly super good. Like I was a little bit hesitant on the idea of a Back to the Future musical, but once I listened to the album and like the songs in it, I was just like, oh my god, this sounds so good, man. I really enjoyed the songs. There were some really good bangers in there, and it gets me really excited for when I eventually watch the slime tutorial version of it, because I don't have enough money to actually go out and see it on wherever it's going to be performed. Broadway, probably. I don't know. I need to do more research. The point is, I probably won't be able to see it. Probably have to wait for a slime tutorial. But yeah, Back to the Future, the musical. Listen to the songs. They are great. Go check it out. Alright, so video game time, baby. Here's the thing. Last year, I said I only had Nintendo Switch games because I only had a Nintendo Switch, but this year was different. I have a PS5 now, so now I mostly have Nintendo Switch games. I have one PS5 game in here, so variety. And also, last year, I didn't really get to fully play a lot of the games I had because the games that I got were mostly just games that I got for Christmas. So I only got to play a little bit of it before the year end, so like, I could only go off of first impressions. This year, I actually fully beat one of the games, but I have played a huge amount of the other ones, so I can say a little bit more. So keep that in mind. So let's talk about games. Splatoon 3. It doesn't really feel like that big of a leap from Splatoon 2. It just kind of feels like that, but with like extra added new stuff. But that new stuff is really fun, and like this game is just straight up just really fun. Like if you like Splatoon, then you'll like this. And if you want to start like playing Splatoon, then honestly I can just kind of say this: you don't really have to start with 2 or 1. Just start with this one. It's like not too big of a difference, but the new stuff in here is really good, and it's just I like Splatoon. It's fun. For the 4-on-4 team battles, the salmon run is chaotic, but that's kind of what makes it really enjoyable. And yeah, I just love the design of Splatoon, the music. It's just, hey, it's Splatoon and I like it. It's fun. Okay, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This is Kirby's first 3D game, and it's like 3D in the same way like Super Mario 3D World is 3D, but I like that, honestly. The gameplay is really fun, and Kirby's just adorable, and I had a lot of fun playing this one. I didn't get to finish it, unfortunately, but I am really close to it. I haven't gotten to the part, though, where it gets really weird, because if you know Kirby games, there's parts where it gets like really weird and dark towards the end. I haven't gotten to that yet, but I'm excited for that. Okay, Sonic Frontiers. This one was a little bit divisive to some people. Some people like didn't like it or just thought it was okay, but personally, I really liked it. I thought it was really fun, and I really want to finish it and play more of it, because I like it. I like it so far from what I played. The gameplay is really good, and it's just like moving around with Sonic's great, and the exploration is a lot of fun, and some of the time battles are also really good, and it's like, and I also really love the songs in this. Like Undefeatable, oh my gosh, it absolutely slaps. I listen to it so much, and Vandalize, oh my gosh, man, I like it a lot. And so yeah, Sonic Frontiers is a really good Sonic game, honestly. I'm excited for more if they're like this, you know, right? And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. This is a new Ninja Turtles game inspired by the old retro beat-em-ups. The pixel art is really great. You get to play as the Turtles, Splinter, April, Casey. The music is amazing. It's inspired by the 80s Turtles, so you get a lot of fun cameos. And this game is just like really fun to play, especially with friends or family. Just getting other people to play with you is just great. And yeah, it's just honestly really solid fun. And this one should probably not count because it's just a collection of old games, but I don't care. I get to put what I want, and I'm putting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection. I just think it's cool that it exists, like just like this collection of old retro Ninja Turtles games, and I just think it's fun. It especially gives me a chance to play some of the ones that I just never got to because like they're not really available in other places. But yeah, I can play some of these old games, and some of them are even good, so that's awesome. And my favorite game of the year has probably got to be Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. I didn't really grow up playing Lego games when I was a kid, like the original Lego Star Wars, Lego Batman, or Lego Indiana Jones. I just didn't. So this is my first one, and for my first one, it was really fun. It was really fun playing throughout these 9 movies, and like some of them are even better than just watching the movies. The music is great because of course it's Star Wars music. There's some fun, cute, quirky Lego moments, and it just like I just had a lot of fun playing through all this. And this is the one game that I fully beat, and yeah, I just had a really good time with this. So yeah, my favorite. Now it's time to move on to anime, which I feel a little bit better about my stuff here than I did for like the stuff I had last year. Last year was really embarrassing. I only had 3 things for anime, and 2 of them were just new seasons to returning shows. But this time, I did a little bit better. I got 8 things, which isn't a lot, but hey, it is better. And I got a good mix between returning stuff and a good variety of new things that came out. So yeah, let's talk about these. My Dress Up Darling Season 1 is the first one here on my list, and it has a very popular contender for Best Girl in anime of 2022, and that best girl being Marin Kitagawa, who is very likable in this. Yeah, I liked her a lot. It's like, it's almost impossible to hate her. She's just so unapologetically herself, and like she doesn't care what anyone else thinks, and she like motivates you to be like, yeah, you should be yourself, and like she's just really enjoyable. I liked her a lot. I especially loved the performance that Amelie, remember I mentioned her, she did the Rise of Monarch album. Yeah, she's also besides being a singer, she's also an anime dub actress, and she voices Marin in the English dub of this, and she did a really great job. She also voices a character in the English dub of another anime, which will be mentioned a bit later. But yeah, My Dress Up Darling was pretty enjoyable. There's some really cute moments here and there. I like the main romance, it's pretty cute. The cosplay aspect is really interesting. There are some things that made me go, hey, maybe don't do that, and like the fan service can be a bit much in some places, but I think overall this was a really cute season, and I wouldn't mind watching more. Yeah. And next thing we have here is Spy Family. This one was really popular, and man, I absolutely love Spy Family. Like, oh my gosh, it was so enjoyable. It's so wholesome and funny and like enjoyable. The characters are great. It's like, oh, it's so great. I love the found family dynamic that you got here of like Lloyd, a spy, Anya, a psychic, and you're an assassin who had to create this like fake family. But over time, they become a real one, and it's really enjoyable. The characters are great. Lloyd is really good. Yor, oh my god, I absolutely love Yor so much, and Anya is adorable. And the show is just like it's hilarious at times, and it's like, yeah, Spy Family is easily one of my favorite watches this year. It's just like it's great. And okay, next thing we have here is a returning anime, Demon Slayer Season 2, the Entertainment District arc, and yeah, this one was pretty darn good. I said last year that Demon Slayer is like a show that I liked, but I wasn't in love with it like everyone else, and the same still applies here. I do feel like this season has parts where it kind of like drags and like the fight can go on for a bit too long, but I still like quite a few parts of it, and the final fight is, oh my gosh, so good. Easily one of the best anime fights I've ever seen. Like visually, it looks so great. The visuals this season were like honestly amazing. But yeah, this new season was pretty darn good. Next up, another returning anime, My Hero Academia Season 6. Only the first 13 episodes are out. The next episodes should be coming out in like early 2023. But these episodes that we've gotten so far are pretty good. I said last year that My Hero Academia was like my favorite anime at the time. That has changed quite a bit. I found a few more anime that I like more, but that doesn't mean I like My Hero Academia any less. Like, I still think the show is great, and this new season is pretty good so far. I'm digging it. And next up, we got Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. I watched a bunch of romance anime this year. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. It's because of an anime which will be mentioned later. But Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie was one of the few romance animes that I watched, and I think it's pretty, well, for lack of a better word, cute. It's like it's an anime where the main couple start out as a couple from the beginning of the show, and so we just get to see them be a couple, and it has a lot of cute moments. I don't know how else to say it. It was just cute. And okay, here's a big one, Chainsaw Man. Alright, I don't need to explain why Chainsaw Man is so good. Everyone and their grandma knows why Chainsaw Man is the TITs, but it's just honestly great. It is a wild, crazy ride with a bunch of great action, some likable characters, and it is just balls to the wall insane, and it's awesome. Chainsaw Man is awesome. You don't need me to tell you that. But one that you do need me to tell you about how awesome it is Akiba Maid War. Akiba Maid War is an anime that I didn't hear anyone talk about, or at least not too many people talk about, only like a few people, but you guys need to see it. Akiba Maid War is honestly great. It is crazy, it is bonkers, and by the end, like, I don't know, for me, I started to really care about these maids. I was like, dang, I legit care about you guys. I really want things to get better here in Akiba. And then, like, oh my gosh, there's so many crazy moments, and I don't even want to say how this show is crazy or why it is. You just gotta go and watch it. I went into it blind, and you should too. Just check it out, just trust me. I remember, like, I joined the anime club at my college this semester, and so like for a recommendation night, I recommended the first episode of this, and I showed it to them, and they fell in love with it. I got most of them hooked on it, and just trust me when I say Akiba Maid War is fantastic. And my favorite anime of the year is a new season to a returning anime, but it's an anime that I didn't watch for the first time until this year. That being the third season to Kaguya-sama Love is War, this season being called Ultra Romantic, and oh my gosh, I love this season. Oh my god, it was so great. Kaguya-sama Love is War is honestly one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life, and it's like one of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my life. This show is absolutely hilarious, and I easily fell in love with the show like the moment I saw like the first episode. The moment I heard that intro song, I was like, okay, yes, I automatically love it. And like it's so good. I don't even want to go too in depth with it because I gotta only talk about the third season, but this third season is really good. It's just as funny as the previous season. Actually, it might have the funniest episode of the show so far. The rapping episode is so hilarious, and this season really reminded me that dang, I really do care about these characters. Like, I'm legitimately invested in this romance, and it's got some really sweet moments in there, and man, oh man, it gets me so excited to see what's next for these characters. I know they have that movie out already, so I can't wait for when that comes out in North America, but man, this new season was great, and Kaguya-sama Love is War is a show that you should absolutely watch. Oh my gosh, it's my new favorite anime of all time now. And also, this is the one that I was talking about, like Amelie, she voices Hayasaka, and this is the other anime I was talking about earlier. But like, okay, yeah, Ultra Romantic, great season to an already great show. And I should move on. This next section has a lot of things in it. Yup, I got quite a few things here for the cartoon section because I love watching a lot of animated shows. Animation is like the main thing I keep up with when it comes to like new media throughout the year. And what else can I say? I just love animation. It's too bad that the execs in the animation industry don't, because man, this year has just been filled with a bunch of news about like people higher up going like, hey, let's cancel shows. Let's remove them from streaming services and make them like almost impossible to watch, you know, right? It's just like so many terrible things, and it honestly really upsets me because I love animation, and it just hurts me so much to see just how unrespected it is. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just terrible. So yeah, I just want to make people aware of that. So hashtag new deal for animation, screw David Zasloff, and let's talk about some good cartoons now. First on the list is Tuca and Birdie Season 3. Tuca and Birdie is an adult animated series on Adult Swim. Well, it was originally on Netflix, but then it was canceled after one season, and the next two were put on Adult Swim. But, like, that's a whole other thing. It was created by Lisa Hannawalt, who did the art and character design for BoJack Horseman, and even the creator of BoJack Horseman, Raphael Bob Waxburn, produced this. Like, he was a producer on this. And this show is just honestly great, and this new season is a fantastic addition. It is still really darn funny. There's a lot of great character explorations of Tuca and Birdie, especially Tuca and her relationships with her relationship with Figgy. It's really good, and while I don't think it's as strong as the second season, I still think it's great. Still got a lot of that fun, kooky, out there humor that I like, the great visuals, like great weird visuals, and again, great exploration of these characters. It's just really fantastic. I highly recommend this, and I definitely want more of this. It's too bad we won't get more of it because Adult Swim canceled it, even though they were the ones who revived it after Netflix canceled it. So honestly, that really sucks. But I do hope one day we get to see like the ending that Lisa Hannawalt had in mind for this show, and it's like it's just honestly fantastic. I highly recommend it. Go check it out. And next thing on here is Dead End Paranormal Park, a new animated series on Netflix. They got 2 seasons this year, and oh my gosh, I fell in love with this show so much. Oh my god, I desperately need a 3rd season. I highly recommend it because like I just need that 3rd season, and trust me, it's so good. The characters are so likable, and you really start to care for them, and like the world that they have here is like really interesting, and it's like the episodes are just so much fun, and when it gets emotional, it gets really darn emotional, and it's just like so good. And like, man, it's just like, oh my god, if I had to recommend only one thing here, it might honestly be this, because like I just feel like mainly it's because Netflix is barely promoting it, so I want to promote it, but that's kind of the main reason. But it's also because it's just so darn good. It's like my highest recommendation, honestly, and it's just so great. I need a 3rd season, and yeah, just go check it out on Netflix. Trust me, it is just fantastic. Next thing we have here is Harley Quinn Season 3, the 3rd season of the adult animated series based on, Harley Quinn, and it's pretty fun. We get to see like Ivy and like Harley Quinn's new romantic relationship explored. That's pretty cute, and there are some pretty fun moments here and there, some really darn funny moments, some pretty darn like very like bloody and like whoa moments, but hey, it's pretty fun. So yeah, Harley Quinn, fun show and a fun 3rd season. Next up, we got the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, the continuation slash revival to the original Proud Family, which, fun fact, I watched all of Proud Family for the first time this year, and I think that this new revival is a pretty good follow-up. It's got a new visual style that I really like, and the characters are still pretty enjoyable, and yeah, I think it's pretty darn solid. And Undone Season 2. Undone is a rotoscoped animated series, adult animated series on Amazon Prime Video, created by Kate Purdy, who wrote for a lot of episodes of BoJack Horseman, a lot of the great ones. And it's even also co-created by Raphael Bob Waxberg, the creator of BoJack Horseman. And this show is so weird. It's so good. It's so weird. It's just amazing. It's got a lot of weird, trippy visuals, but also a lot of great character moments and explorations. And it's just honestly great. And this second season is also so good. Still got those great visuals, and like even more of the like character exploration, specifically more with the family, and it's like so good, so many great emotional moments, and honestly I really recommend this. I want a third season of this too, so go watch Undone on Amazon Prime Video. Trust me, it is really good. So last year I really enjoyed Jellystone, a new animated series created by C.H. Greenblatt, the creator of Chowder and Harvey Beaks, and it was like a new take on the Hanna-Barbera characters with a new style, like new character designs, and a more goofier humor that you would see in something like Chowder. And I thought it was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and we got a second batch of episodes this year of Jellystone, and it's just more Jellystone, and I thought it was pretty darn fun. I still love the character designs. I still think the humor is pretty darn funny. It's just fun, and yeah, Jellystone, fun. Smiling Friends Season 1. Alright, this is a new thing that came out this year. It was really popular, and it's gotta be one of my new favorite Adult Swim shows now. It is really funny. One of the most, like, funniest things I've seen this year. And it's got a lot of funny moments, some memorable moments. I love the visual design of, like, having to use a lot of mixed media in a lot of places. It's just great. Smiling Friends is just hilarious. Owl House Season 2B, and thanks to them, we got another batch of Owl House episodes for its second season, and they were pretty good. And the season finale, I think it was pretty good. It did feel a little bit underwhelming, but overall I thought it was solid. But the biggest surprise was the season 3 episode, thanks to them. And if you don't know, Owl House was actually canceled and was not given a full season 3, so they're gonna have to finish their story in 3 specials instead of like a whole season. A really terrible deal, and all because Disney was, you know, homophobic and didn't know that Owl House was as popular as it was. And it's a whole thing. I hate Disney. Screw Disney. But like, even knowing all this, you do go in with the worry that how are they going to be able to finish their story with only 3 specials? And the first special that we got this year was thanks to them, and it was so good. Oh my god, like it honestly impresses me so much how they were able to make something this good with the crap deal they got, and it gets me so excited to see what are they gonna do next with the next 2 specials. I am excited, bro. Owl House, yeah. They're doing great, even when like Disney doesn't like treat them well. And yeah, Owl House, you go Troopers, you go Troopers. Next thing I want to talk about is the Cuphead show. They got 3 seasons this year on Netflix, and it is an adaptation of the Cuphead game, and it's pretty darn good. I had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely like a good mix of like it's clearly inspired by the old 1940s, like 1920s Fleischer cartoons, but the comedy really reminds me a lot of like the HBO Max Looney Tunes cartoons or like the new Disney Mickey Mouse cartoons, and it's really, it works a lot, honestly. I like it a lot. And when I say 3 seasons, it's really just 1 season. The animation industry does this like really scummy thing where they'll like ask for a number of episodes and then distribute them in multiple parts so that they don't have to pay the animators as much as they're actually worth. It's a really terrible thing. I hate it. And I really hope that changes in the future. But anyway, back to the point. The Cuphead show, I thought was a lot of fun, and I liked it a lot. I really hope it does get more episodes, honestly. And yeah, go check it out, especially if you like Cuphead the game, because this is like, it's pretty good adaptation. And next thing we have here is Solar Opposites Season 3. This is a show created by the co-creator of Rick and Morty, Justin Roiland, and I think it's really fun. If I'm being honest, I'm starting to like this a bit more than some of the modern stuff of Rick and Morty. I haven't seen the new season, I should say, but I heard it was pretty good, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. But Solar Opposites, I did get a chance to watch this new season, and it's still really great. It's still really funny. I still love the characters. The Wall stuff, like the Wall storyline this year, has been getting really interesting, and they even brought in something new that gets me really excited to see. It's like, dang, I wonder what they're gonna do with that next season. But yeah, close enough, really fun. Next thing here we have is Sonic Prime. Remember what I was talking about earlier, where like sometimes the animation industry, some studios will like just ask for a number of episodes and, you know, distribute them in different parts, you know, right? Well, that is really noticeable with Sonic Prime, which is a really good Sonic cartoon, but we only got the first 8 episodes out of what is supposed to be 24. So it really does feel just like the start of a show, and so it does feel a little bit anticlimactic when you finish it. But for what we got, it's a good start. I like the animation a lot. The voice acting is really good, and it's just really fun. And dang, we got a good Sonic game and a good Sonic cartoon. Nice. Kid Cosmic Season 3, also the last season, like the series finale to Kid Cosmic, and I think it was really good. I still love the visual style. It's created by Craig McCracken, creator of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Powerpuff Girls, and Wander Over Yonder. You can feel the Wander Over Yonder vibes in this. It's really great. I still love these characters, and it was a really good, solid conclusion to this show. So go check out Kid Cosmic on Netflix. It's great. Bob's Burgers Season 13. It's not done yet. We got up to the holiday episode, but I think this season so far is really good. Some really great episodes. Some even like good, really emotional parts in these episodes that I really like. And yeah, I just love Bob's Burgers. And yeah, so I gotta put the new season here. And yeah, I like it a lot. Close Enough Season 3. This is an adult animated series created by J.G. Quintel, the creator of Regular Show. And this new season was really good. I like it a lot. It's just more close enough. And it's just really enjoyable. It's too bad that it was canceled, so we are not going to get to see more of it, unfortunately. And you know what's even worse? They took it off of HBO Max. Yes, this is one of those things that David Zaslav decided to eradicate from the animation section in HBO Max, and I hate that so much, so I'm recommending it, but you can't even watch it. So awesome. Alright, Green Eggs and Ham, the second serving. I'm sorry, I'm just like really riled up. Okay, Green Eggs and Ham, the second serving. This is the second season to the Green Eggs and Ham, and it's really good. Still some great animation in there, some really great character stuff, especially with Sam and his mom, and it's just like really enjoyable. You got that fun Dr. Seuss style to it all. I like it a lot. It was also canceled, unfortunately, so this is like the last season, but hey, at least it went out on a good note. Primal Season 2. Okay, this is a really good one. Primal is a show created by Genndy Tartakovsky. I don't think I said the last name right. I'm sorry, I'm trying to move quickly. He's the creator of Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab, Symbiotic Titan, and this show is honestly one of his best. Oh my god, the animation in this is so good, and I love the visual storytelling in it. It's like, it could basically tell so many great stories with little to no dialogue in it. Or not even like dialogue you can understand, because sometimes it's in a different language, but it's so good. Like the style of it all is great. The action is awesome. It's brutal. It's wild. It's so great. Primal is just an amazing show. It's easily some of the best animation I've ever seen ever. So go check it out. Primal, the second season, really good. Inside Job Part 2. This is more episodes to Inside Job, which we got last year, and it's really great. I thought Inside Job was pretty darn enjoyable, and I like the world building in it, and it got me excited to see more. And this second part was really great. We definitely got some really good stuff, especially with Reagan and the new character Ron, and what they do with them is really good. And by the end, like, man, it almost made me cry, honestly. They did some really solid emotional stuff in there, and it was so good, honestly. And like, oh my god, I am so excited to see what they do with the next season. It is, oh my god, Inside Job is getting really good so far. And my favorite cartoon from the year has got to be the series finale to Amphibia. This year we got the second batch of episodes for Amphibia's third season, and they were pretty good. You got some really fun moments here and there, some great character stuff, and it's a really good progression of the plot. But the last two episodes are its series finale. The last two episodes being All In and The Hardest Thing, and it is so good. You got so many great moments of like action and character moments, and the emotional stuff in there is also really good. It's such a great, wild, emotional ride, and honestly, The Hardest Thing especially has got to be one of the best finales to any anime shows I've ever seen. It's up there with DuckTales and Gravity Falls. It is that good, and by the end of it, I was brought to tears, honestly. I fell in love with this show so much, and just seeing it over made me sad, but like just seeing the ending that they got is so good, and like, oh man, I really care for these characters, and this finale is honestly great, and it really cemented Amphibia as one of my favorite cartoons, animated shows of all time, and easily one of the best from Disney. It is just honestly amazing, and Amphibia, its series finale was so good. Alright, we're almost done. We just got two more sections. This next one being live action shows, where last year I had mostly just like the Marvel shows, like the new MCU shows, and just like a few other things. This time it's not that. It's a bit more varied. Not a lot of things, but still it's a bit more, there's a bit more variety, and I'm pretty happy with what I have here. And so let's get right into it. Alright, first thing I have here is She-Hulk Season 1. Yes. I actually enjoyed She-Hulk. I'm not saying it's perfect or it's one of like the best things in the MCU. I'm just saying for what it was, I liked it. I had fun with it. And some people thought it was bad or cringy, but if you didn't like it, that's perfectly fine. Not everything's for everyone. But for me personally, I enjoyed it. I had a fun time watching this with my sister. I thought a lot of the moments were really funny. I liked the characters, and the season finale might actually be like the best season finale to any of these Marvel shows, if I'm being honest. But it was just enjoyable. It's just like a funny little lawyer show with comic book elements, and for what it was, I thought it was enjoyable, and I'm excited for that season too. So yeah, I liked it. I like She-Hulk. Sue me. Okay, next thing I have here is Moon Knight. Moon Knight was a really good MCU show on Disney Plus, and Oscar Isaac did a fantastic job playing Steven and Mark, and there's some really great acting within this, and like I feel like a lot of great moments, especially character explorations of like Steven and Mark, and it was just really solid. Really like it. Definitely one of the best MCU shows out on Disney Plus right now. Next up I have Heartstopper Season 1 on Netflix. My sisters actually introduced me to this, and at first I thought I wasn't gonna like it when I heard that it was like a teen romance drama, and honestly I'm not super into those. I find them kind of lame and cringy, but this one I actually thought was pretty enjoyable. It was pretty darn cute. I like the main relationship between Nick and Charlie. I thought they were great together, and yeah, it can be a little bit cringy, but it's like the wholesome kind of cringe where you go, oh, that's sweet. And yeah, it's just solid. I enjoyed it a lot more than I expected, and I'm excited for that season 2. Next thing I have is The G Word on Netflix by Adam Conover. It's like a mini series where Adam Conover explains different parts of like the government and how, guess what? It kind of sucks, but it explains how it kind of sucks. And it's a really good informational comedic series, and I learned a lot of interesting stuff. And I was really interested when I heard it was developed by Adam Conover, who did another show that I like called Adam Ruins Everything, which is kind of about a similar thing, but with other topics as well, going over many different popular things and explaining the little things that, hey, maybe you didn't know about him, or little things that, hey, are kind of messed up that you didn't know. And it's really good. I like that show. You definitely should check it out. You should check out this one too, because it's like that. It's like Adam Ruins Everything, but it's about the American government specifically. The G Word. Really good. Next up, I got Abbott Elementary, season 1 and 2. Really good ABC sitcom about like these teachers at a public school, and I really liked it, honestly. You got some like really good like characters in there. They're really likable, some really funny moments, and it has a lot of heart. Like this show is so filled with heart that it's so good. It's so charming. And season 2 is not done yet. I believe they're up to their holiday episode right now, but we did get a big majority of it. And yeah, Abbott Elementary is super good. I hope it becomes a big hit. And I mean, it is a big hit now, but I want it to become an even bigger hit, because I could definitely see this being like one of the best like modern sitcoms out there right now. It's really good. All right, and I also got Our Flag Means Death. This is on HBO Max, and it's a show about like pirates, specifically Steed and Edward, which are the gentleman pirate, and Blackbeard the pirate. And it's really good, honestly. It's like historical fiction, I guess you could call it that, but it's really funny. Taika Waititi does a really great job playing Blackbeard, and dang, I forgot his name. Hold on. Riz Darby, I had to look it up again because I forgot. He does a really good job playing Steed, the gentleman pirate, and I love their dynamic together. They're really good. And their dynamic it starts out as like friendship, but it may become more. I'm not saying anything, you're just gonna have to watch the show to find out, but it's really good. Yeah, it does. I don't know, everyone knows this already. But yeah, Our Flag Means Death is really enjoyable, and I'm excited to see more of it, especially with the cliffhanger ending left on. It gets me really excited to see what happens next. And finally, at my favorite live action show of the year, it has got to be season 3 of The Boys. The Boys is this really good show on Amazon Prime Video, and it's like, imagine superheroes but dark with blood. I know, super new concept that has not been done before at all. Alright, but in all seriousness though, it's done really well here, honestly, and you got some really interesting characters and this like really good exploration of like this world that's filled with superheroes, where a lot of them are like super messed up and they do like these horrible things, and it's like really interesting. There's some good commentary here and there. It can be a little bit on the nose, but it does have good commentary, and they do a lot of interesting stuff in this season, and it's like it's the best season of the show so far, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, The Boys season 3, great, amazing. All right, on to the final topic, movies. Yup, this is the final section, movies, the big one. And I got quite a few things on here. I'm gonna try to move quickly because I kind of want to get this video out before the day ends, and I am a little bit tired, so let's just head on over to these. There's just a lot of good movies that came out this year, and I want to talk about them. Let's do it. Weird, the Al Yankovic story. This is a movie about Weird Al Yankovic's life, but it's basically a parody of other music biopics like Bohemian Rhapsody or stuff like that by having it basically make up almost everything it's saying. It is honestly really funny. I had such a great time watching this. It's super funny and it's really bonkers, and it does such a great job at parodying elements of other biopics and also just making up the wildest things that aren't true and never happened to Weird Al. And it is, yeah, it's just good. It's a good music biopic parody that definitely fits in line with Weird Al's career. Alright, next thing here is the Bob's Burgers movie. This is so good. I love Bob's Burgers, and so I was excited for this movie. I even watched all the seasons that I hadn't been caught up with at the time just for preparation. And you don't necessarily even need to do that, honestly, because the Bob's Burgers movie is still enjoyable even if you haven't seen the show. For real, it really is. So if you haven't seen the show and you want to hey, would I be into Bob's Burgers? Watch the movie because I think it's a pretty good introduction. And if you are a fan, then watch the movie because it's just good. It's good. Honestly, it's just so great. The animation is amazing. Usually I see movies that are based on cartoons. I think SpongeBob or Teen Titans Go, and I go oh hey, the animation has a pretty good quality. Honestly, it's a good step up from the show. But this is the first time I was ever really impressed. My jaw dropped. I was oh my god, this animation is so good. They really took advantage of the fact that this is a movie, and it is absolutely beautiful. It legit might be some of my favorite animation from this year. It really is. It's so beautiful, and the family dynamic is really good. You get some really great character moments in there. You got that really good Bob's Burgers humor, and it's a musical, and while it doesn't have a lot of songs, the few songs that it does are so good. I absolutely love all of them, and my main issue is that I just want more of them. But yeah, the Bob's Burgers movie, I absolutely fell in love with, and it's probably the movie I rewatched the most this year. No, for real, there's a solid week where it came out on streaming and I just watched it every day for a whole week, and yeah, I love it that much. Honestly, I got so much more I want to say, but I'll probably say it for another time. The Bob's Burgers movie though, it's just honestly, it's just great. Go watch it. Alright, next thing I have here is Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, or as I call it, Doctor Strange Mom, which some people thought I wasn't really into that, which I can get why, but me personally, I thought it was pretty fun. There were a lot of great, cool moments, and I think they did a really good job with the visuals in a lot of places, and Sam Raimi's direction, you could really tell in a lot of the scenes. You could definitely feel that Sam Raimi Evil Dead vibe in a lot of scenes, and I think it's pretty cool. I do wish it was a bit stronger in some other areas, but for the most part, Doctor Strange Mom is just a good, enjoyable, crazy ride, and I liked it. Alright, next thing I have here is The Batman. Easily the best comic book movie of the year. Oh my god, The Batman was probably one of the biggest surprises for me because, weirdly enough, I was one of the few people who saw the trailers and thought it didn't look that good. I thought it was it's just gonna be another wannabe a Dark Knight or something, but then I decided to go ahead and watch it because I heard good stuff, and oh my god, the movie is so good. It really changed I was not expecting it to be that good. It really is, and not gonna lie, it might actually be my new favorite Batman movie. It might be. I might need to rewatch it a few more times before I fully say that or decide on that, but it really is that good. The directing is so good. Oh my god, the Batman, the actor they got to play Batman, I can't remember his name for some reason right now because I'm just it's scrambling my thoughts, but he did a really good job, and there's so many great visuals, and it's just so solid. There's so many great action moments, the scene with the Batmobile through the fire. Oh my god, Michael Giacchino's music is so amazing. Oh my god, this movie is just straight up awesome, and it's a really good exploration of Batman's character. They even kind of go hey, Batman, you kind of got rich white privilege, you know that, and I was not expecting that, but it's really good. That exploration is so good, and oh my gosh, it's honestly such a good such a good Batman story, and I could go on and on, but I gotta move on. All right, but yeah, The Batman, easily best comic book movie of the year. Next thing I have here is Turning Red, a really great movie from Pixar. Some really great animation. I love the characters in it. It might be one of the funniest Pixar movies, if I'm being honest. I laughed so many times throughout it. It's got a lot of heart. I think it's just great. I know some people didn't like it, which is perfectly fine. I know I said earlier that hey, not everything's for everyone, but some of the complaints I heard were just kind of dumb, oh, it has the Cal art style, or oh hey, it didn't reference 9/11 or something like that. I don't know. It's weird, but there's complaints like that I think are kind of dumb, but whatever. But it doesn't matter. The point is, right now, Turning Red, It was really good. Good job, Pixar. Next thing I have here is Kimmy, a thriller that came out on HBO Max starring Zoe Kravitz. I thought it was really good. It was really well directed. I think Zoe Kravitz did a great job. You know, she's a great actress. And there were some pretty good suspenseful scenes in there, and it's just pretty solid. Highly recommended. This year, we also got a new horror movie by Jordan Peele, Nope. And while I don't think it's as strong as Get Out or Us, I still feel like this movie was really good. So many great moments of suspense, honestly. Like, there were times in the theater where I was like pretty darn scared. I was like, I was like, I don't know how else to describe it. That was terrible, but like, you get what I mean. Some really good suspense. The acting was really good, and like the reveal of what the big threat is so good and so memorable that like, if I'm being honest, I don't entirely know how to describe it, and I'm not just saying that because I don't want to spoil it, but also because it is so weird but works so well that like I don't know how else to say it. You just gotta go see it. Trust me, man. Just so go see it. But yeah, Nope, really solid. Good job, Jordan Peele. Glass Onion, the sequel to Knives Out, and yeah, it was really good. Just like the first one, it still has like some really great writing, some good humor. It shows how terrible rich people are, and like it has a really interesting mystery with a twist, and it's just very solid. Knives Out, I love the first one, and so I was really excited to see this one, and it's also very solid. It's great. I can't wait for more Knives Out sequels. Yeah, this is looking good. Sonic 2, honestly, best video game movie so far. We'll see how the Mario movie pans out next year. It looks good, so, you know, Sonic got some competition, but for right now, Sonic 2 is, for me, the best video game movie, and it was so much fun. Like, I like the first one quite a bit, but this one feels more like a Sonic movie. You got so many more elements like Knuckles, Tails, the Chaos Emeralds. It's just so amazing. I had so much fun with this, honestly. It was just so fun. It was like the most fun I had in a movie theater this year, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it was great. Sonic 2, it was just great. Wakanda Forever, the sequel to Black Panther. I was pretty nervous about this one because unfortunately we lost Chadwick Boseman, you know, the T'Challa in Black Panther. So I was like, how are they going to be able to do a good sequel without him? And hey, they found a way to make it work. While I am still sad that we won't have T'Challa in these movies anymore, I am at least happy to see that, you know, we could at least still get good Wakanda stories, at least. And they did a really good job with the circumstances that they had. And this movie was so good. Visually, it is beautiful. Like, one of the most beautiful looking movies of the MCU, and easily the best looking movie of Phase 4 so far. It is just amazing. There's some amazing acting in here. I really like the new villain, Namor. And it's just, honestly, it was just beautiful. I don't know how else to describe it. Wakanda Forever was beautiful, and one of my favorite comic book movies of the year. It was just great. Next thing I have here, okay, really terrible. I kind of regret doing these randomly now. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Okay, wow, what a great follow-up. Okay. I'm not saying this movie was amazing or anything. I just had fun with it. I just thought it was like dumb fun. I like the weird ideas that they had in here. I'm a big fan of like movies that incorporate live action characters with cartoon characters and they just coexist in the world. Think Who Framed Roger Rabbit or Space Jam. Space Jam isn't really all that good, but I have fun. I have dumb fun with it, and this I describe this one, dumb fun. There are some like funny moments here and there, and like some of the characters that they got in, you would think it would only be Disney characters, but they brought in some surprising cameos, and it was weird, but I had fun with it. It was like I liked it because it was weird, and yeah, I just had fun with it. Also, Ugly Sonic was in it, so that's pretty darn cool. Bullet Train. This was a really good action movie that came out this year, and I had fun with it. It had a lot of good moments, some funny moments, some good action, and it had a Japanese version of both Staying Alive and Holding Out for a Hero, and that's epic. Next thing I have here is The Bad Guys, the new DreamWorks animated movie that came out this year, and it was really fun. I like the characters, the animation was really good. You could definitely tell it was inspired by Spider-Verse. Some really great, I love the designs of the characters. The jokes were pretty funny. It just kind of have your basic, oh hey, these you don't have to be what everyone says you are. You could be who you want to be. You could be good type of stories. But it works pretty well because the characters are so likable that, you know, you don't mind. And honestly, yeah, it was pretty enjoyable. I kind of hope this becomes like a new DreamWorks franchise. Alright, next thing we have is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Easily my favorite animated movie from the year. It is honestly such a beautiful work of art. The stop motion animation is absolutely phenomenal. It is so good, and it's become definitely one of the best stop motion animated movies of all time now. It is just that good, and like the directing is really good. Oh my god, there are so many emotional moments in it that just work so well, and it has a really good exploration of like the Pinocchio story, but like what if it took place during fascist Italy, where you know you don't exactly know what is good, because like yeah, Pinocchio has to be a good boy, he has to follow, you know, right, orders and stuff. Well, not orders, but you get what I mean, you know, right? He has to follow the rules, but what about when those rules are bad during fascist Italy? And it is so good. It's such a great story, and oh my god, I absolutely love this movie. Easily, like I said, my favorite animated movie of the year. All right, and another really good animated movie that came out this year was Strange World by Disney. And Disney, oh my god, I am so mad at them. They barely promoted this at all, and so barely anyone went to go see it. It was a bomb at the box office, and it did not deserve to be. Honestly, it needed to be given a fair shot. Why did it bomb? A lot of reasons, but one big one that a lot of people know about is because Disney is homophobic, and this character in this like movie does have a gay character in it. So screw you, Disney. Stop being homophobic, okay? All right, but like Strange World was really good, honestly. I thought like the character dynamics were really good. There were so many great character moments. Like the characters were just great. That's what I love most about the movie, the characters. And the Strange World itself was so cool. Like, oh, the design of it, like visually, it was just so great. And like it was just a really good, solid movie, and like I just enjoyed it a lot. It really upsets me that this Disney just did not give it a fair shot and barely promoted it. It's on Disney Plus now, so if you have a chance, please go check it out. But man, Strange World is really good. I have a few more things to say about it, but I actually plan on doing a video of it sometime next year, so be prepared for that. But yeah, Strange World, really good. Deserved a better shot. Next thing, Rise of the TMNT, the movie. This is the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. It's a movie based on the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show, and which I think is a fantastic show. You should absolutely watch it, especially if you're a Ninja Turtles fan. And this movie was absolutely a good like movie to that show, and seeing how things are going, it might actually be the finale to the show. Unfortunately, I really hope it gets picked up for more seasons. But if it is the finale, it's a really good finale. You get some really great character moments with these versions of the Turtles, some amazing action. Like, oh my god, this action is so amazing. Oh, like, the Rise of the TMNT had already amazing action, but the action here is so good. Krang, honestly, this might be one of my favorite versions of Krang, because like they are absolutely intimidating in this, and like they're intimidating without their suits. They're like just on their own, they are intimidating. They're like these like Lovecraftian creatures, and it is so cool. And like the animation, oh my god, the animation is so good. Along with Bob's Burgers, is another one of those movies that are based like on a cartoon that made me go, oh my god, they got a really big step up from like the show, and it really shows. They took advantage of the fact that this is a movie, and it is great. Oh my god, it is amazing. Yeah, I like it so much. It's just so good. So yeah, watch the movie and Rise of the TMNT, the show. It's amazing. Alright, next thing I have here is Wendell and Wild, a new stop-motion animated film by Henry Selick, and is produced by Jordan Peele, and it even stars Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key, and it was really fun. I do feel like it has a bit too much going on in some places, but like for the most part, it's just kooky, spooky fun, and I enjoyed it. I can see this one becoming a Halloween classic in the future. But yeah, some really good stop-motion animation, some really good character moments in there. It was just fun. Alright, next thing I have here is, okay guys, Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. Okay, listen, I just watched this on HBO Max randomly, and on like Halloween, and I was like, okay, what's this? And then I watched it, and not gonna lie, I had fun with it. And I mean, I had enough fun with it to put it here. And I'm not saying it's an amazing movie, I'm just saying it was enjoyable. They do some pretty interesting things for a Scooby-Doo story, and I think the new like animation design that they went with, like new art style, was pretty enjoyable. And the movie has legit some good animation, like some really good movement, especially with the character Coco. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo was just some silly fun. Enter Galactic. This is a movie that I believe Kid Cudi helped like make, and it's on Netflix. It does say on Netflix that it's a special. And I remember last year I said that I didn't put Bo Burnham's Inside in the movie list because it said special, and I wasn't sure like if it was a movie or not. But like now looking back on it, yeah, I consider it a movie now. So if I were to change something from that video, I would have put it in the movie section. So I'm kind of fixing that now. So if it says special on Netflix, it doesn't matter. If it's the length of a movie, I'm gonna put it in the movie section, and that goes for this, Enter Galactic, a really good, definitely Spider-Verse inspired animated film, and it's a romance, and I'm not really into like romance, like rom-coms, I mean, a lot of the time, but hey, you put it in animation, you got me interested, and it's pretty good. They do that like whole misunderstanding thing that I'm not a big fan of, but it happens towards the end, so it's like, I was kind of okay with it. But for the most part, really good. There's some good character moments here and there. I really love the animation. The animation is absolutely amazing. Oh my god, it's so good. And has some good music in there. And yeah, I even talked about the music earlier in the music section. So I'm sorry if I'm like sounding bad. I'm losing my voice and I'm tired, but like I'm almost done. Just got a few more things. Next thing I have here is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I watched this not too long ago, but oh my god, it is absolutely amazing. Easily DreamWorks' best movie this year, and definitely one of the best movies in the Shrek franchise. Now, it is so good. Like, the animation is amazing. Easily, you can tell it's inspired by like a Spider-Verse, even more so than the bad guys. But it does a really good job making it stand from Spider-Verse by having this more like paint-like feel to it. Like you can tell, like it looks like every frame is like made out of brush strokes or something. I don't know exactly how to describe it because I am tired now. I want to sleep. But the point is, it is so good, especially during the action. The action is amazing. Oh my god, the action is so great in so many scenes. The characters are really fun. I especially love Jack Horner in this, who is just like this messed up like sociopath, like who enjoys like just being a terrible person. He's voiced by John Mulaney. He's great. And like Puss in Boots' journey is legit interesting in this. He like has to deal with his mortality and like his legacy, and it's so good. And the movie is just so much fun. I had fun with it. I laughed a lot of the times. And like I said, the action's amazing. The animation, oh my god, is absolutely beautiful. I especially love the design of everything. The Goldilocks and the Three Bears are great. I want to see this again. I want to go back to the movie theaters and watch this again. I really do. But yeah, it is really good, and it kind of gets me excited for a Shrek 5. Like, for a long time, I thought I didn't want a Shrek 5 because I thought DreamWorks would ruin it somehow, but now, seeing this, if they're going to experiment like this, I'd be okay with a Shrek 5 now. So, yeah, DreamWorks, if you want to make a Shrek 5, go ahead and do it. So yeah, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It's awesome. And the last thing I have here is what's got to be my favorite movie of the year, Everything Everywhere All at Once. This movie was honestly beautiful. It was weird, it was strange, it was out there. I'm just all synonyms, but you get what I mean. But it was also emotional. It was like really interesting and thought-provoking, and it is honestly such an amazing work of art. When I saw the trailer for the movie, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even fully understand what I was watching, but I did feel interested. And out of curiosity, I decided to watch it after I heard all this like good stuff about it. I was like, oh, it's really that good? It's like the highest like rated movie on Letterboxd? All right, I guess I'll check it out. And I was absolutely blown away. It is so good. Like the main emotional story between the mother and the daughter is really engaging, and it brings up so many different things about like, if nothing matters, then what's the point of anything? But then it brings you back in by going like, nothing matters because everything matters. And it's so good. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. That's just what I got from the movie. It might not even be about that. I'm not that smart with like themes and everything, but that's what I got from it. And honestly, it's just like so good. And the acting is great. The visuals are like weird and bonkers, but it's like really good. And it's got a bunch of like weird random moments in it, but it's like really funny as well. I laughed so hard during the movie, but I also got really invested in the emotion of it all. It is so good, and I don't think I can do it justice by just like talking about it quickly in like a minute and 30 seconds or however long this little part has been. I'm just saying, just Everything Everywhere All at Once was honestly amazing, and I highly recommend it. It was just beautiful. So that was the entertainment for 2022 that I liked, and it all came in a year that wasn't really all that good. Yep, 2022 was pretty terrible. But there's always hope that 2023 will be better. I highly doubt that every problem is going to be fixed and that's going to be the best year ever. But I do hope that things do get better. That's all I want to say. So now that we're all done with this, thank you so much for watching. Not just this video, but also any of the other videos that I made this year. Thank you so much if you've been like a long-time viewer. And Happy New Year. Let's hope 2023 is good. Now, if you excuse me, I'm just gonna sleep now. All right, good night.